What's up everybody, welcome back to the Chug YouTube channel. Today we are going to knock out a review and check out this utterly gorgeous single cut guitar. Let's take a closer look at it. Alright, what is up everybody? A big welcome back to the Chug YouTube channel. My name is DJ. If you're brand new here, just allow me 30 seconds to introduce myself. I'm a guitarist. I've been playing guitar for about 20 years. I'm from the southwest of the UK. I play in a modern groovecore band called HollowKin. Lots of screamy, shouty stuff, double pedaling, riffs, breakdowns, sprinkling of melody from time to time. If it sounds like your kind of vibe, there's links down below. A lot of the riffs I use in the tone demos today are taken from our songs. Been doing this YouTube thing for just over 1 year at this point, so if you feel like coming on this adventure with me, if you enjoyed today's video, if it informs you in some way or you find it entertaining at all, then it'd be amazing if you would hit that subscribe button. Anyway, we aren't here to talk about me, my band, or my YouTube channel. We are here to talk about this guitar right here. This Harley Benton Lemon Drop 450 Plus Les Paul style guitar. First of all, let's see how she sounds in a full demo mix. After that, we're going to come back and we're going to check out some specifications. So this right here is the Harley Benton SC450 Plus LD for Lemon Drop Les Paul style single cut guitar. This guitar has an Akumi body with a AAA flamed maple arched top. It doesn't say veneer, it doesn't say cap, it just says AAA flamed maple arched top. That's from the Harley Benton website directly. So take that for whatever it may mean. The fingerboard is made of laurel and the neck profile is listed as a C. We've got 22 frets. They're going to be nickel silver. It doesn't say what they are, but I'm going to call them medium jumbo. We've got a scale length of 24 3/4 and a nut width of 43 millimeters. Electronics wise, we've got two Roswell LAF Alnico 5 vintage style humbuckers. We've got a 2 volume controls with a push pull function on them to coil split, and we've got 2 tone controls as well. For our pickup selector, we have a standard 3-way pickup switch at the top where you would expect to find it on a Les Paul. Our hardware is DLX Tunematic and DLX Clusen style machine heads. That's for the bridge and the machine heads, and they are both chrome plated. we go any further, I want to get one quick thing out of the way, and that is the signal chain for today's video, because it's ever so slightly different to normal. So today we're going to be taking the guitar into the Blackstar Polar Go interface. I'm just gearing up to do a review and a demo video of the Polar Go interface. I wanted to get some real world experience of it, so my voice that you're hearing is coming through the microphones on the Polar Go, and the guitar was plugged into the Polar Go to get all of today's tones. Now, I don't expect any of the tones to be any different from any other interface in the whole world. The interesting thing for me is going to be how my voice sounds, because I usually use my SE Electronics Dynacaster, which is a very nice, very expensive microphone. So today this may sound a little bit different. If you're a regular viewer, then first of all, thank you. I appreciate you being here and welcome back. But secondly, if this video sounds different to all of my other videos, that's the reason why. Do me a favor, I'd love to know if you think it sounds better, worse, or indifferent to how it usually sounds in the comments below, because that will really help me when it comes to my review of the Polar Go and kind of its functionality. So this guitar came to me through my Project Marketplace series. I traded this for the Gretsch Streamliner Jet. Now, it wasn't a direct trade, because unbelievably this guitar is worth only about £100 on the used market if we're being generous. It's about £120 to £140 brand new. The Gretsch Streamliner Jet has got a value of about £350 second hand, and I think is about a £450 guitar. So the guy that I traded this with did also give me cash, which, as I've detailed on this channel already, I put into another guitar, and we've got the Jackson JS Surfcaster. Videos are all out for that if you want to check that out, but that's how I came about this guitar. This is not a sponsored video in any way. All of this gear belongs to me, and I have bought it or traded it with my own money or with my own belongings. Now, when I got this, the guy that I got this off of was very, very honest, and he said he really liked the guitar, but there's one thing he hated about it, and I absolutely agree that usually with a guitar, you're asking if it neck dives, and that would be where the headstock droops down when you're playing. It's super infuriating, it's really frustrating when it happens, and it can really kind of hamper the enjoyment of your playing, especially if you're standing up without a leather strap and you're constantly chasing the neck. However, with this guitar, it's the opposite problem, and I've never had this on a guitar before. I'm not pulling that down, that is just how it wants to fall. This thing is so body heavy that it just falls off your lap, and that's the reason the guy wanted to trade it away, is because he just felt really uncomfortable when he sat down, because that's how he played it most of the time, because he just felt like he was fighting it all the time falling off. And the access here, this horn here, is designed very much to look like the Eclipse style, the ESP or LTD Eclipse style horn, in that it's a bit pointier, so there's not much there to kind of grip onto your leg. So yeah, I absolutely agree that it does fall off your lap. So let's get that out of the way, and now we're going to focus in on all of the positives of this guitar. So with that one thing out of the way, that one inconvenience to playing this guitar out of the way, let's focus in on all of the positives, because the positives are absolutely everything else. Everything else about this guitar is superb. And yes, I am going to be one of those YouTube guitarists that says I don't know how Harley Benton makes such good guitars for such a cheap price tag. It is unbelievable to me in the year 2026 that we can get a guitar like this for just over £100 delivered to my front door. I think it's about £130 to £140 on the Thomann website delivered. That's it. It is insane. So I like to talk about a couple of things when I do a guitar review. One of those things is the aesthetic of a guitar, because I think it is important, and I think it's more important than we kind of give credit to, because you have to enjoy how the guitar looks to be inspired to pick it up and play it. I really genuinely think that guitarists buy with their eyes at the end of the day. Yes, it's important that it plays well. Yes, it's important that it sounds good, but it has to look good. And a funny little story about this guitar, my wife, Amy, bless her, love my wife, she sees so many guitars come and go through my house. Honestly, it's like a constant carousel. I could get away with buying as many guitars as I wanted to, because she has no idea anymore which ones I own, which ones I'm borrowing, and which ones are traded. But I bought this one home, I opened the case in the kitchen, and no joke, she never reacts to the guitar. She just sort of lifts an eyebrow, goes, oh, okay, cool. But she actually said, wow, that's beautiful. And she's never ever said that about any of my other guitars or any other guitar that I've ever bought home. If a guitar is pink or purple, my little girl loves it. But she also came into the kitchen and she was like, wow, that's amazing, Pappy. I love it. So take that for what it's worth, how beautiful this guitar is. The top is amazing. It says it's a AAA flame top, and I can't see that it looks printed like a veneer, or I just don't get it. Is it real? I don't know. I can't comment. I've run some B-roll over this and you can kind of decide for yourself, or if you know, then you could let me know and educate me in the comments politely. If this is like a real maple veneer cap, whatever it is. I'm genuinely interested to know, because I've never seen such a beautiful top on such a cheap guitar before. Let's talk about the sound, because this thing has some amazing sonic options built into it. We of course have a 3-way toggle switch to switch between the bridge, the neck and the middle position. We've also got 2 volumes and 2 tones, so we can blend however we want between all of that. And we've also on top of that got push-pull pots on both of the volumes, so we can coil split as well. There are so many tones. I've done my best to get as many of those tones across in the tone demos today, but so that we weren't here forever, and this wasn't like a 3 or 4 hour video going through every combination of tones, I have just made a selection of some of my favorites. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how this sounds. I think it sounds fantastic. These aren't super hot, super high out pickups. They aren't meant to be. They are designed to be like classic vintage style pickups. So they're kind of a medium output, but that means they're super jangly and super clean. And I found they were quite articulate. I've played Roswell pickups before. That's Harley Benton's own brand of pickups, and I've always been quite impressed with them, and these are no different. They sound really, really good. Are they particularly for metal, which is what I do? Perhaps not, but I still think they pass. I still think they sound pretty good. Moving on to the fit and finish of this guitar, it is impossible for me to say what this would be like new, and I have to be honest and say that when I traded this, the guy that I got it off of, he had given it to a luthier. He said he'd spent about 90 to 100 pounds on the full setup that he had done, and I must say, whoever he took it to is a wizard, because this thing plays like butter. It is absolutely, genuinely, hand on heart, swear on my dog's life, absolutely amazing to play. It is flawless. The frets, these are amazing. They're so smooth. I polish frets on all the guitars that I own and get through, but when I restrung this, I didn't need to because it's such shiny fret wire. So well done. The ends of the frets are beautifully set into the neck. This guitar has got cream binding on both the neck and the body, and those frets are set perfectly into that binding. Honestly, they couldn't be more perfect. There's no high frets, which obviously it's been given to a luthier, so I wouldn't expect there to be, but there's no high frets, there's no anything. It is absolutely, the playability of this guitar is unreal. Now, I also cannot comment on how this guitar would come brand new, but we can comment on how well it's held up. This guitar is about a year and a bit old, I believe, from the last guy that owned it, and it's held up remarkably well. You wouldn't expect a guitar to deteriorate in a year, but nonetheless, everything about it is held up well. The action's still good, the intonation is still absolutely perfect, nothing has moved, everything still works exactly the same as it did when it would have been bought new. Nothing has really tarnished on it, none of the chrome has degraded in any way, and I don't think this was a gig guitar or anything like that, so I wouldn't really expect it to have got super sweaty or been knocked about in a case, but it's held up really well over that last year or so that it's been, you know, used, loved and played by its previous owner, and over the last 6 weeks or so by me. So what are we saying with this guitar? Is this going to be replacing Gibsons and Epiphones and Eclipses? No, I don't think it is. But if you want a really, really affordable, really well-playing guitar, perhaps you're a beginner, or perhaps you're someone who's never had a Les Paul, or you've always dreamed of playing the guitar that Slash played, but you can't afford to drop $5,000 on a real Gibson, this is an amazing option. Honestly, I just don't think you can go far wrong with it. I've only got that one gripe with it, in that the body is a bit heavy on the one end and it falls off your lap. Apart from that, I can't find one single negative. Oh, maybe there's a bit too much sympathetic string noise from above the nut, so I've put a fret wrap on it, but I do that with all my guitars. Is that negative? Not really. Most guitars do that. I honestly, genuinely, and I hate to be that YouTuber, I hate to be that guy that leans into that trope of Harley Bentons are amazing, I can't believe they do it for the money. But it's true, it's absolutely true. I don't know how they make such amazing guitars for such an affordable price tag. This thing is awesome. It's really, really awesome. So I am going to have to leave it there, because honestly, I could just keep talking. I haven't mentioned this other thing. Wait, hang on. Look at this access heel joint on the back of the neck. Look at this. This costs just over £100. It's like a proper chamfered access heel joint. You can get right up to that 22nd fret. Absolutely no dramas. I thought I was done saying how good this guitar is. How many other just over £100 guitars have got that kind of access heel? My Epiphone Jared James Nichols Gold Glory, £900, £800, whatever it is, Les Paul, doesn't have that good of an access. My £1,200 Epiphone Matt Heafy Origins Les Paul Custom doesn't have that good of an access. Yet on this, somehow, you've got that amazing access. I cannot believe it. It's got a gloss neck. That's gross, but that's just me. I cannot believe that it has such good access for such an affordable guitar. I gotta leave it there, everybody. I have to leave it there because I could just keep chiming on about how good this guitar is all day and just taking up more of your time. I'm not gonna. You get the idea at this point. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments section what you think. How did you think this sounded? What do you think to the aesthetics of it? Am I way out of line saying this is so good for such a cheap guitar? Do you love Harley Benton? Do you hate Harley Benton? Have you had enough of Harley Benton on YouTube? Just let me know down in the comments. I'd love to have a conversation with you down there. Whatever your thoughts are, let's be polite to each other and have a fun conversation down there. And you can let me know what you think, because this ain't going to be for everybody, but be interesting to know your thoughts. Anyway, thank you so much again for joining me, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will look forward to catching up with you again in another one very, very soon. Take good care until then. In a bit.